you can still deny it, much like what we saw earlier on Goose, on a site from Goose. Same concept. If you hold close to the truck, to the bomb truck that's on the site, you can get a line into those boxes to deny that plant. So there are different ways to go about it, play and counterplay. But as far as this map is concerned, it looks like Acer will be starting on the CT side. So they will be on the defense once again. nerdRage on that T side, though, and full Kevlar, except for Blaspa, who goes with a double flash smoke. So we'll see where he decides to use those nades, where they want to take this fight. Right now, they've spread out pretty healthily across the map, actually.
And Wenton's in a dangerous position. I mean, he's got 2 teammates backing him up, but if they somehow get forced back or anything, he either gets some sick headshots or he simply dies straight away. But Crystal already helping out. That's a nice flick from Slap there to take down Villig as well. So, don't know what to say. That's a strong start here for the Swedish team.
Holy hell, that was a sick flick right there. That was like dead on, just lock and go.
Yeah.
Dude, Slap, is it? Is that it? Like, he just needs a map to warm up, and then all of a sudden he just goes into beast mode. He made Fnatic work yesterday, so glad to see that Slap, he's still got a good shape going on. Misses the shots this time around, but he is holding up close. Looking for that kill, but he's not going to get it. Crystal and Wenton instead will be the ones to clear things up, and nerdRage are just getting picked up all over the place. It kind of makes you think that they might have, should have, could have gone for the straight rush with all that Kevlar instead of trying to take these individual battles, but they will not get a single kill.
But it could well be that what they were thinking was, once we get an opening frag, then we'll all start running, But that just never happened. There's 5 headshots from Team Acer.
That was ridiculous.
And that's so fast as well. And there's a couple of people tweeting at us in the break here that apparently nerdRage actually all communicate in Finnish. So that makes sense.
Yeah, something to mention.
Like a bunch of Swedish people who live up north in Sweden are bilingual. And also a bunch of Finnish people are. So like there's a connection between Sweden and Finland going on there.
Yeah, half Finn, half Swede. Well, that's for sure. But that's interesting to know. Then kind of throws our argument out the window as far as like international communication. Yes, Team King Winner still the kings of that. And now Wenton's going to start off strong by taking out Blaspa, and the defense overlapping here on the A site, just so solid, so difficult to crack. They're even going to go for the boost again. This is very tricky stuff. Spray down onto one, and that leaves Villig all by his lonesome here with the Tech 9. He is now the last man standing alive here for nerdRage. The bomb has been dropped back in connector, and he could make his way back there to pick it up. But at this point, he really just needs to kind of like slow play it essentially and hope that Acer get impatient for him and try and hunt him down.
But this is what, we wrote this up on Dust 2, but this is what Acer did so well yesterday as well. They don't seem to get impatient. And I would imagine that this is like the experience and just like the age on threat, essentially. Just saying like, look, don't do this. Don't keep pushing. Just don't hunt for the frags. I think Threat's going to be like a reasonable person in this context. Third round now coming up as Acer are at 2-0. We'll see how far they can keep pushing this. nerdRage not going to have any weapons. A lot of money on Villig though, but everyone else is kind of low.
I could have swore one of them just got shot there. Like somebody shot a teammate. That was, okay, a little bit interesting there. Regardless, it's going to be Threat just going to town right now. He's finally got a chance to use that P90. He's going to be pretty pleased about that. Just needs to survive and play it safe. Spitfire not letting him get close at all. And Threat will not see a single target. He was grinning. He was so happy, Anders. He was finally going to get his spray down.
Yeah, but how many other players would have actually run to try and get that instead of just using the fact that his teammate up in sniper spot had a much better position to take that fight with them, with the Glocks along range and all that stuff, instead of himself getting close? Yeah, I think that's like the experience and the patience they're really playing out. Seems like it's not such a big deal, but especially if you get into higher level play, it makes a really big difference if you can contain yourself and your team like that.
No, absolutely. That's a good point to bring up. And he is the in-game leader as well for nerdRage.
Yeah.
Or rather for Acer. So he's really showing what he's capable of. And with how Acer play, it is very clean. It is very measured stuff. So no real surprise there. Threat kind of living what he preaches. As far as nerdRage are concerned in this first bye round for them, 4th round in, 3-0 for Acer so far. And nerdRage finally have AKs, as you all can hear. But as far as the actual pick and play, it isn't really shaping up too much here for nerdRage. Not really seeing too much, and Slap in a bit of a cheeky spot. If Villig opens that door, you could take a bullet to the face.
Yeah, but you got to be careful here. If they time it right, they could definitely jump him. And he's got nowhere to hide, obviously, in that corner. So once the game is up, and there it is, Villig Just a quick peek in there, and Slap is gone. Joel's trying to see if he could get something done. Villig's going to go down, though, to Threat's P90, and he's going to go and check outside here. How far does he check? There's a lot of information, just him looking in and not spotting anyone. He's going to go back up short, gets taken out, so good start right now for nerdRage. Spitfire and Crystal left. 2v4, and they make the excellent choice of running back down. They have the time. If Spitfire could actually throw down this Molotov and block the plant, that would be incredible, because this bomb site is not that big. The actual Molotov could help here, but the smoke is going to make it impossible, and now it's too late.
Smoke just clears, though, and he is actually going to do quite a bit of damage there to Shed, but that bomb has been planted, you're right, and now it comes down to the remaining 2 members here for Acer. They need to make a call, but a 2v4, it's not looking too healthy for them, and they will be backing off Crystal all the way back up to that A site. They want to just see if they can hold on to the guns here, Acer. They lost control of the situation a bit too quickly there, and as I was calling out nerdRage, you know that the pick and play wasn't really working out their way. They were able to actually find that opening in the B site and capitalize on the fact that Threat didn't really have anything to go off of. Yeah. That lurk really worked out well. By HMP, that is. Well, look, I mean,
I still think if that smoke hadn't been down, obviously there's nothing Spitfire could do once the smoke was down. But if it hadn't been down and he put it down, you can plant around the pillar as well, like in some distance. Like you can plant halfway around the pillar, but nobody really does that. So I'm not even sure a lot of people know how far you can plant. Everyone plants in that corner. If he had forced them out and maybe even got the pick off on someone crossing over to get that plant, like they would have been in the open. That could have been definitely around for Acer, but the smoke kind of prevented it, so no chance at all there. 3-1. Now the 5th round coming up here. nerdRage going to lose Villig early on, who was instrumental in starting the last round, so that is annoying.
That is a bit of a tough start here for nerdRage. Plenty of money for Acer to be able to buy up. It's just Spitfire who's kind of forced onto that FAMAS in order to keep the nades. And Crystal, the timing, how unfortunate for him. He unscopes just as the target presents itself. He could be at risk of, well, getting run over, but Shed will just take the fight straight up with him. Bring it back to a 4-on-4 here. And now nerdRage, they've got access to this A site. They're pushed all the way up to the top of it. Means that they could run that bomb right up, and Spitfire already rotating around trying to change up his position. He's been smoked out, however, and now they're going to be able to actually walk up here. Blastfell looking into the bank, being very thorough with his approach. Spitfire, however, has worked their way onto that A site, and he's going to be able to pick up that kill onto Shed, but the bomb has still been planted here for nerdRage, and there is this Blastfell man who's kind of infiltrated the defense here.
Yeah. It's super well played that he's just staying put right now, because it's really hard for them to predict it. Wenton, though, going to pick up a good kill there on HMP. Blastfell goes down after just getting the 1, so he got caught out in the end. Joel's trying to play close to the smoke, but they already put 1 shot through. I'm not sure if they realize where he is. He's going to come through and spray, but not going to be good enough. Slap with a good double kill, and the defuse will happen. Blastfell, I definitely thought he'd get a lot more out of that position, but I think maybe he lost a little bit of patience and started walking forward. I think if he could have stayed in that corner and let his team take fights, then he could have been in a slightly better position.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he kind of just like, okay, timing discounted the fact that maybe somebody isn't coming up from bank, so I'm just going to focus on CT because he heard steps there. And then, of course, as that always happens, right, you know, you get shot in the back as you turn away. So he still took 1 with him, but that's not going to be good enough here for nerdRage. They did get the plant, so this is going to be a fairly decent eco buy. As we can see, they actually invest in Kevlar. They spend around 1,500 each in this round, so it's not too shabby for nerdRage. They have some firepower, but Acer, they get to stabilize a little bit, and they should be able to farm up. I like to see that nerdRage are trying to look for close quarters fights here as well. They want to get up in their opponent's face. They want to try and make use of the guns that they have, although they are leading with the Deagle, so the range doesn't really matter too much for the Deagle. Kind of actually want to see like a Tech 9 kind of leading the charge here.
What is the money like on Acer right now? Can we check? Yeah. I'm actually, I guess they have some. I'm just surprised that, because actually nerdRage could have gone for 4 AKs and then Villig would have had like Tech 9 armor. So I'm a little bit surprised they didn't try and force it up here, but good start. Blast, we're going to be taking down Slap. Threat right on the other side with 20 bullets. Good grenade coming on through as well from the CT side, but nerdRage trying to get into the bomb site. Joel's going to get the first kill of the round for himself here, and Crystal and Threat picking up a kill each and jumping with the M4. Runs out of bullets at the end, leaving HMP alone with 30 seconds. And M4 does not have the bomb, and he could win this, but it's going to be a little bit tricky.
It's going to be really tough. Did Crystal lose his gun? He's going to be able to find an M4 there. That was a little awkward. He was looking kind of lost. But with 18 seconds left, this is really going to force HMP's hand. He needs to find this, turn it into a 1v1, and he will do that, but he messes up the spray completely. Crystal gets out of jail free, essentially, and now that's going to leave HMP in a horrible position. 6 seconds left. He has to find this kill on the Crystal fast, and he's not going to get it done. Crystal, immortal, just lives through that round. That was almost like HMP just couldn't put a bullet on him.
Yeah, that was a big mess up there. I mean, Acer had a couple of mess ups on Dust too, but that was definitely That definitely put them in an awkward position. With the kill, he could have probably ran to pick up the bomb and tried to put it down, even though that still would have been easy, but it could have been possible at least. 5-1, and now the 7th round is coming up. AWP on Crystal, and AKs all around for nerdRage. Remember, they did only have pistols, and not even all of them had armor. So, I mean, still a fairly successful round, just getting the 3 kills in. But it could have been even better, it seems. Now, a lot more speed, a little bit of damage done, but not too much. Wenton goes down. Next in line, Spitfire gonna fall as Shed picks up the kill, and Threat trying to hold it here on the ledge. Finally slapped with a reply from the CT side, but the bomb is definitely going to go down here. Thread can't stop it. He's looking for another pickoff, and he's going to take Blasphor, tries to put a shot through, and oh man, one more click would have already done it there.
Yeah, but they're doing such a fantastic job, aren't they, of just being able to walk up. They still know that there's a man alive in this smoke, and Slap, he's going to be able to set up the smoke to block off short. That sick HE just right on top of HMP. Nowhere for him to go, and now Villig's, he's thinking about the pop flash through. He has to go for something brave here. Goes running into it, takes 20, and now it's just going to be the mad spray from him. Not going to be able to get it done. That bomb just getting diffused in his face. So 6 rounds on the board now for Acer. nerdRage still struggling here to try and chain anything together. They've still only got the 1.
So many things looking so promising in that round, but then Threat playing it fairly cool instead of... Because the problem is, if he sits down initially and tries to spray through the smoke as the bomb is going down, if he gets the kill, maybe it's worth it, but if he somehow fails it, gets the wrong angle, then he has to reload, and he actually exposes himself to just getting killed all out. So it's really smart for Threat to say, alright, you get the bomb plant, fine. I'll just lurk around out here, you don't know that I'm there, and then I'll get the pick off on the other guy. You can see the minute he did that, he started shooting through the smoke, because then it's worth it for him to go for it again. So, pretty well played, I would say, overall. And that's going to be 6-1. We're back to pistols, a little bit of armor, the one HE grenade on Blasphor here, but not looking too hot at the moment.
Yes, I mean, it's a real pleasure to watch the cool-headed play being demonstrated by Threat. And once again, spray right through Spitfire. Well, he was at risk for a second there. Should be swapping out for that Tech 9 that's right at his feet, but he decides to take the fight with the USBs instead and just deals 0 damage practically. Full clip and nothing done. And now it's going to be Villig. Going to get flanked by Slap, who came in through connector. So 7th round on the board for Acer. Pretty quick and clean stuff there for them in that anti-eco round. nerdRage are not really able to accomplish too much. They just tried to go for the full YOLO onto A and didn't really pan out well for them. But this is the real round here for nerdRage now. 9th round of this half. And this is the one where they really have to get something done. They have to get, well, a 2nd round on the board and then get a good strong start going into a 3rd, because they are running out of rounds really to start chaining them together here.
Yeah, this is looking very troublesome. And I mean, it's hard to deal with the fact that Slap's got 12, 2, and 2 as well. We're just starting on the 9th round now. That's a pretty powerful kill-death ratio. And you're right, if they don't start chaining together a bunch of rounds, I think they need like 7 rounds, I think, at least Terrorist side right now. Lately, Terrorist sides have been really strong on this map.
Yeah, I agree.
So they're playing Ace's map. They should be able to pick up a couple here. Villig is going to be taking out Crystal. Wenton goes down. Villig just hunting them down.
Tom Hanks, man, he's out for that Oscar. Spitfire is going to be there, however, Jules will get caught, and now we're back into a 3-on-3, but Villig hits an incredible headshot onto Spitfire. First bullet gets the job done. Smoke goes down to allow that bomb plant to happen. Now Villig gets in position to catch out the rotator as well. He could be on the way to an ace here. Drop Slap down so very low, down at 19 HP. With the spray, will pick up his 4th kill of the round, and it will be Threat, the last man alive here for Acer. Going for the backstab. Villig not necessarily in position to pick this up, although he is holding close to the train. He expects him to come through CT. He needs to realize this, turn around, start looking mid, because we want him to get this ace. That would be sick. I mean, Threat right now just trying to walk into this triangle of doom, but so many angles he has to worry about. Cleans up the first one, but now it's going to be the straight crossfire for him. That HE into bank could have been interesting, or that incendiary rather, but there's just no time left on this bomb, and he's just trying to actually keep them here so that perhaps they actually go up with it. Villig's gonna actually manage to die there, so he gets rewarded with death for his 4 kills and excellent performance in this round.
Oh, no op save for HMP either. I'm glad that that nerdRage actually put down that Molotov on the bomb itself, so that if somehow Threat turns into like a magician and just gets the last 2 kills in and tries to defuse, he wouldn't be able to. So yeah, pretty safe way of playing it then. HMP gonna buy an AWP anyway, and it will be 7-2. We're going to be moving into the 10th round now. Let's see how far they can push this on Acer's side, or on nerdRage side, I suppose, as well. Finally get around. Now they have to keep winning. Got to chain them together. Say bring it all the way back to 7 rounds right now and show Acer that you're serious.
Mm-hmm. And why not? Right now it's looking pretty good, although that point-blank shot by HMP lurked right through the smoke in the tunnel. And that's going to be real painful. And this is now going according to plan here for nerdRage. They pick up the last round. They get the initial frag here in the round for this 10th one, giving them a strong shot of putting a third one on the board. HMP and Villig both coming through big. It's going to be Threat the last man alive, just like that in the blink of an eye. He's all the way on the B side as well. So the remaining 3 members here for nerdRage can walk onto this A side for free, get the bomb plant, and be in position to stop Threat. Once again, finds himself in a very awkward position. He's just going to have to hold on to the AWP and hope that he can live through the end of this round.
Yeah, trying to wedge himself into that corner. At the most, there's one person that's close enough by to really get to him in time here, so if he just gets the kill on Villig, that's going to be good. And there it is. Villig, is he going to let him pass Threat? Playing this very smartly. He's scared that if he gets the kill, which he definitely would have, the other 2 are going to be close enough that they'll run and kill him instead. And what's that kill worth, in considering he's got, what, $7,450 on him right now? That's kit, that's 3 grenades, armor, and an AWP. A lot to throw away for the potential of, what, $100 kill reward? And then, like, whatever Villig loses in turn, which would still be some, but not nearly as enough, not nearly as much as he has. And Wenton's got 2,000 at the beginning of this round, which means they need all the money that Threat is essentially saving here.
Yeah, this is so big. Hey, like that is just like
super cool
stuff right
there.
Yeah,
it really is.
Because that, yeah, exactly. It's good that you point out that Wenton had so little money. Crystal gets his AWP. Crystal had enough to drop Wenton a gun. Threat had enough to buy his gun. Like, it all just kind of falls into place with just one rifle that he was able to save.
Yeah.
Nice HE, though. And that's straight up onto the door there. Wenton's going to get some support from his mates. Flash through, and he wants to get that aggressive peek into sewer. Not going to find anybody there, however. Villig just announcing that, hey, I'm actually in underpass right now, so you should be kind of worried about this. And Crystal's going to be starting off strong here for Acer. Initial frag goes his way. Gets the second one as well, and that was so important. Can now fall back to the site, play super passive, and really give nerdRage no opportunity to strike back into this game.
It is a funny clan name, isn't it? nerdRage. I kind of like it. You know who would enjoy that name, by the way, I bet? I feel like Artosis would. You know, if there was like a StarCraft team.
Oh, dude.
he'd have his fun with it.
Yeah, tasteless.
Yeah. We were watching GSL. I was watching GSL today with Ben.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben always watches.
They're Muslim for anyone who's
he watches
interested.
everything.
Yeah. Good fun. All right. Well, we're just got 30 seconds left here, which is a little bit troublesome. You're 2 men down, and you've got almost no time. So I'm not sure what the plan is here for nerdRage. It's a really good shot there onto Spitfire. Going to flash their way through, but hiding is Slap. He gets the kill, but then Villig takes him out. 16 seconds, 15 seconds. They try and get in here. HMP gets dropped by Crystal for a 3rd kill of the round for him, and a 4th one as well. That saved AWP is, you know, it's starting to get better and better, isn't it?
The curse. I don't know, man. 14-1-4 right now for Crystal. Yeah, we get to relive the first 2 frags. The second frags are pretty clean stuff. But this was really nicely done there by Crystal. The first one, I mean, they were all pretty standard stuff, but that's sometimes what you see with the Oppers, right? You'll have these Oppers where they can hit these really flashy shots. Like, actually, Michael Lilly comes to mind when you think about that. Like, all these flick shots, this crazy stuff. But then you really need to be able to hit the consistent, like, easy shots as well, where they're just walking in a straight line. You put your crosshair on it, you pull the trigger, you get the kill. And that was like 4 really solid shots coming out from Crystal, just being able to lock down the round for his team there.
Oh, bomb. It will go down. That grenade not going to be enough damage. So they've tagged up Spitfire and Threat both. Obviously not going to win the round here. Joel's just going to pick up the one good headshot there, but he goes down and now Shed all alone. He's got 7 health left. Not much of a chance, but still very successful. Getting a kill, getting a bomb plant. That's all they really want from that rush. Question is if they're going to try and repeat it, because when you make this work once without anything at all, sometimes you get to thinking, well, what if we had everything and then tried to do it? Which is, I mean, that's not even like a bad thought process, but it's not always true, because sometimes the CTs are going to be holding differently and then nothing works. But I mean, still, it's worth trying sometimes.
We were actually touching on this point with Rich the other day, last week, and how you can actually go for like rushes. Wow, yeah, like somebody go back and pick up that bomb.
Yeah, but they improved they just did like a spontaneous run boost in T-spawn. That's actually incredible.
Nicely done there by Wenton.
Okay. I just had a thought. Villig goes down and Slap. It doesn't happen often, so whenever I do start thinking, I try and announce it so people know that I can, in fact, think.
Acknowledge it.
Yeah. like some credit. Spitfire trying to fall back here around the corner, and he's going to be safe enough. A little bit scary, actually, twice. Then he could have got picked off the grenade right onto Joel's, trying to look for the headshot. Yeah, it's trying to reload as well. Back in the truck there. He ends up dying to Blaspher, and things are looking good for nerdRage here. They've got the man advantage. They're in the bomb site. Blaspher's getting caught in the corner, though. Got to be a little bit careful, but still looks like he should be safe. Crystal Thread coming up with good kills. Blaspher deciding I have to do something. He's out of bullets, though. Got the Glock out, and the flashbang is helping you out. Picks up another AK. He's not realizing there's a guy there. Finally turns around and takes out Threat. Now Crystal gonna just go and hold it down, and not sure if he would have been able to. Almost feels like he would have. Yeah, he's doing it again, but now Shed hears it. I think the first time around, some grenade covered the sound. A little bit of a shame for Crystal, but oh, what a round, though. This is madness. Look at this here. That is
that is actually pretty slick. How to get first.
Spontaneous run boost. I love it. And it makes you wonder if you could, if you planned it, if you practiced it, if you could get a guy that could, because you know normally the CTs can actually get to the corner up by the birthday party first. I bet if you timed that, if you tried it and you perfected it as a team, you could probably get there before they could. You'd get like the 2-second advantage doing it. Why not?
I wonder if you could actually.
I mean, that would be like the Go version of bunny jumping, like you could in Source, for instance, where you could like switch all the map timings just by being good at bunny jumping, essentially. I mean, you could do it in Go to some extent, but it was in 1.6 to some extent, but in Source it was much worse.
That makes you wonder if you could go for like, you know, a combination. Bunny jump, run boost.
Bunny jump, run boost. Oh, Crystal gets a kill, but gets traded on quickly, and that's definitely good. Take out the Opa. Wenson's already gone as well. nerdRage are starting to get back a little bit back into this half here. Villic seems to be the main engine, picking off Spitfire as well, leaving Threat and Slap. The bomb will go down, so I don't think Team Acer should try and fight this, although I don't think how much money. They don't have that much money, do they, on Acer's side? No, so definitely save what they've got.
Yeah, this could make the difference in the next round. Pretty surprised that Slap actually pushed up that far. Somebody was waiting for him, lurking. Could have ended pretty badly for him. So Acer just getting overrun in these rounds. nerdRage with some all-out aggression, and it's working marvelously right now for the mixed team. And they're going to be able to get their 5th round on the board here going into the 15th. So real shot at actually picking up 9-6, considering Threat and Slap. It's these two guns that they're going to be able to afford. After that, it's going to be a force buy for the rest of their teammates. So there we have it. Although they should be getting some round loss bonus. Yeah, they get 1,900 instead of 14. So that extra $500 could make the difference. That means a 5.7 Kevlar if they want. Yeah, and a nade, right?
And a nade.
And a nade. So an HE, a smoke. Threat can afford a kit actually, so that's not too shabby.
Double up setup on nerdRage. I mean, why not? Overpass is a large enough map that you can make it work. Joel's already down towards Connector, and Wenton taking a fight with Shed and coming out on top. That's one of the 2 M4s, so very, very high impact kill coming through there. Blaspher moving up, getting tagged down to 40 as well. Huge presence out here for Acer, and they're going to win that. Oh no, nerdRage. The bomb is dropped as well. Joel's is gone, and Slap. That's a huge pick off here. What a round from Acer.
This is so awkward now. HMP and Villig, the last 2 alive here for nerdRage. Villig just narrowly missing that man who's waiting in T-spawn. And Threat, he's been spotted. He's going to take that fight straight up and win it hands down versus HMP. This is going to be so confusing now for nerdRage. It's like, how are we actually going to lose versus a combination like Force Spy coming through here?
You know what I wanted to see then? Because, you know, it was it Villig and HMP that were left at the end there?
Yeah.
And Threat was sort of in between them. I want to see Threat make the jump, Villig take the shot with the AWP, and then HMP walk into that shot, so he sort of team killed him, because they were actually pretty close to doing that as well. Yeah, I mean, you know, we've been avoiding the nerdRage joke all evening, but you know, at this point they must be pretty raged, mustn't they? I mean,
their blood must be boiling.
It's got to be annoying. 10-5. I think they were looking for a lot more on this first half. I mean, Joel's speaking of him, 2 kills in 15 rounds. At that point, you feel very bad.
This is when it starts getting a little awkward for you, where you're like, well, it's their map, so you're probably not getting too annoyed, but still, like,
yeah, this is where you either try and stay a valuable player by coming up with ideas, making good calls, like trying to help your team even though you can't actually get the kills, or you turn on the nerdRage and you start coming up with excuses saying like, oh, they're so lucky, I can't believe it.
I might as well be making mincemeat right now.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's not my fault. It's everyone else that's the problem here. People handle these kind of situations differently.
The best teammates right there. It's never my fault. It's always yours.
They exist at all levels. This is what people, I guess, don't always understand. But even at the pro level, that mentality is still there. And it's one of the reasons why you can sometimes have people that seemingly it seems like they should be in a top team and in a super team or something, but some of those sort of mental barriers there are hard to deal with. They're really hard to change. I mean, an example of a couple of people who have made big changes, not really in the same sense, but more on like a personal, actually, like 3 examples that come to mind for me are like Alu, as a player who in the beginning was really nervous when it came to like land play and especially like clutch situations, and is now just like a stone cold rock and just like really good at it. Kenny had a similar experience, right, of trying to change like the mental aspect of the game. Had a really hard time playing on LAN against top teams early when he was in very games.
Well, this is like LAN experience, right? I think the clearest example for me is Maniac. It's fun to get him out of Titan as well because Maniac was struggling. He wasn't getting frags, and so what he was saying was like, well, okay, I had to find a way to actually be valuable to the team. So what did he do? He started actually helping out Existence, and now they kind of share the calling. Yeah. So now that he's fragging, all of a sudden he becomes like X times more valuable because not only is he getting kills, he's helping with the strats.
Yeah. Some of those stories are, I mean, we should really focus more on them, but they're hard to bring to the service because we need like good context for it. But definitely, it's one of the really interesting aspects of the game anyway. Wenton, the Glock train is definitely true. It's being led by him. He gets the first kill as well. He's going to get a second one. A threat is going to pick up Joel's. Still not having a good game as Joel's. HMP is going to go down. Slap gets his slice of the pie. And it's actually going to pick up the last kill as well. So there it is. 11-5. And Acer are now dangerously close to taking this map, without a doubt.
Yeah, this is definitely looking pretty solid. This is why Acer picks this map, I suppose. It was a bit of a struggle on Dust 2 for nerdRage to close it on their map, but here Acer look like they're clearly prepared. They've got everything that they have. They have everything in mind essentially as to what they want to do. And when it comes to the execution, they're spot on, landing the shots as well. So now we go into the 17th round essentially. Acer 11 rounds on the board, 5 for nerdRage, and a 4 spy coming out here from nerdRage. Pretty standard as well in the second buys once you lose the pistol. So it's going to be 5-7s. It's going to be Kevlar, and then Villig is skimping with the USP.
He's looking for that ult later on, no doubt about that. Wenton looking to...
wow, it's like followed him down the hallway there. That's crazy.
Maybe Wenton has been playing like Worms, and that was like a homing Molotov.
How broken would that be, right? Like you hold the crosshair on somebody for like 2 seconds, it locks on, and then...
Spitfire looking for an opening here, trying to do the damage, but not going to come through. Slap will pick off 2 in return. Blasto with a strong kill then. Can't pick up the second one. This is still a dangerous round here for Team Acer. In fact, Villig is going to take down Slap, and now it's Threat. Bomb is down, yes, but he's in a 1v2 trying to turn around. Got to get shot in the back any second. Villig with a triple, and Diffuse is going to happen on time too. That is just a powerful round for nerdRage. What just happened?
Yeah, that's just they just completely annihilated Acer, who got bogged down. And it kind of started to fall apart when they lost the first man to Villig at the top of mid, and then from there on out, they just started losing these individual battles everywhere. Clearly, Threat, basically losing the support that he had watching his back and restroom. He gets caught in a crossfire at the end there. He has to worry about the man on site and the man who's pushing aggressively behind him. It's so difficult for him to deal with that situation. Luckily for Acer, though, they'd have enough money to get a reasonable buy going themselves, so it's not going to be the end of the world. They can try and bounce back with 3 AKs, a Tech 9, and a P250. But that was nerdRage, actually. I mean, you can't underestimate them. Maybe Acer were like, oh, wow, that pistol went so well. We've definitely got this in the bag. And they may have let off a little bit, and nerdRage just showing them, hey, we've got plenty of fight in us left.
Yeah, now can they make the full comeback? This isn't as CT-sided as it once was, based off of the last, 10 matches we've seen at least. But you never know. I mean, nerdRage, if they get the EWP, Villig has been playing really well. Joel's was entirely invisible on that first half. If he really comes alive and starts stepping it up, then nerdRage could have a way stronger second half here, obviously. I mean, I think even another one of their players only had like 3 kills as well. So 2 of their players were basically not showing up in that first half. If that changes, a lot can change. Trying to juggle around the guns here, making sure that the same person doesn't have both AK and Tech 9. So trying to switch it up there and make it a little bit smarter. Not a bad idea either. Joel's the man in question here. We need him to really come alive right now. That's definitely a big thing, and not going to get the shot just quite yet. Shed is going to pick up one. There's Joel's with a kill, and a good headshot there onto Spitfire. So, I mean, yes, they get a bomb plant, but, I mean, Joel's getting a little bit of confidence back as well, and they get to steal a couple of rifles here. Getting rid of that for Mars at some point, I'm guessing. Blaster will... Yeah, there... Ooh, did he steal a Galil instead? I think he did. Looked like there was an AK somewhere to be picked up, but I guess not.
He might have messed up, because I think Shed had that Galil, wasn't it? Because Acer had 3 AKs, so he picks up Shed's Galil, unfortunately. But still, I mean, they're going to be dealing with Acer on pistols, so it's not the end of the world. That was actually a very solid round for nerdRage. Not a single man dying.
Look at HMP, what amount of kills he has as well. Obviously, like, what, 5 and 4 on Joel's, and HMP on Dust 2 is a monster. He got like the top 5 here on Dust 2. So they just need those 2 players to come alive, and yeah, this comeback could be definitely happening. Sneaking up now into the L bend on towards the B-bomb site is going to be Team Acer, but they have got no armor at all. This grenade, oh no, it's going to explode the whole team. And then Blast was there to just clean it up. HMP only allowed to get a single frag, and he gets another one as well, so he gets a little bit for his efforts. But that was a monstrous grenade. They walked in right on top of it. Look at this nonsense here. There's 3 people on the corner. Slap even walks around back to catch. He's like, I want to be a part of this too. Boom.
Oh, that's so painful. Oh, that's just about as good as it gets for an anti-eco, really. You just get gifted it. Blasphemy and HMP survived the round as well. Blasphemy still has his trusty Galil. But 8-11 now. nerdRage slowly but surely getting back into this game on their CT side. The key round now coming up here for Acer, however, in the 20th. They definitely need to get something done here. Light on nades, however, but they do have full AKs and an AWP, so it's going to come down to the firepower for them. And Crystal, you know, he had some shining moments over on his CT side, but we really need to step up. He needs to step it up now on his T side and start giving his team some initial frags here to work with. If he can start creating some space on the map, this would be very big for him. And you can see him kind of trying to check these little boost spots as well.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, you guys aren't going to catch me off guard. But
if he had stayed zoomed there for another second, that would have been an easy kill there, but timing not quite working out. Threat will go down early in the round to Joel's, who is slowly getting back into the game, it seems. Sometimes a couple of kills, even in an anti-eco like that, really gives you a little bit of confidence to try and get back in. Blast was going to go down. Spitfire will find that opening. So it's back to a 4v4. And Joel's creeping around, crouched up, gets shot in the leg. Crystal very nearly dead as well. And Joel's could have actually got picked off for running back here. And this time he definitely will. Slap waiting for him out on long. So now 3v4, 30 seconds left, which is not a lot of time considering where the bomb is. They're going to run back to B. And the problem is HMP is here with a Molotov as well. So if they run back and he gets the Molotov down on short, they could have to make a choice with actually running through it. A Spitfire takes him out is no problem. But this Molotov could screw up the whole round for Acer right now. There it is.
Smoke goes down. Wild spray onto short. And Crystal just going to dodge, and he's the man carrying that bomb. Flash around that corner. He's going to try and set it up, but it's rare. It's pretty ineffective, actually. And he's going to back right into it. Nade comes in to finish him off.
Wenton very low on health already, going to end up going down. Villic with a triple kill to save the round. And there you see, you can plant quite far around the pillow. You could do it on the other side too. And he's going to have time. Yeah, go and pick up the AWP. And there it is. So 11-9. This seems very doable. And HMP didn't get the bomb plant, but he stayed cool, got the kill, got a lot of damage onto Wenton as well, which meant Villic's triple here was a little bit easier as well. But at least Acer can still buy here. But this is turning very, very interesting.
Gotta say, I am impressed with Villig right now. 19-2-13. He is doing work. Only man who's ahead of him is Slap, and he's on the other team. So these guys are doing just fantastic work right now. But yeah, 3 rounds separating them. This is looking so good. Acer, because of that bomb plant, will have enough to get the AKs here. And they are going for some... Wow, they're actually gathering up outside of B. Want to take over Sewer here, but they're going to keep that bomb close. All 5 members here for nerdRage, or rather for Acer. nerdRage, however, are pushing in to connect with 2 players, so they could quickly rotate in here. If they get a feel that there's a lot of players here for Acer, Shed could do a lot of damage.
He walks back out again. Blaster finding a really good angle to take down Wenton's. Crystal's already very low. This is not a comfortable position for Acer at all. And they're going to lose Crystal, so I'm not sure what to say at this point here. This is turning into a very scary round here for Acer. nerdRage could equalize the score right now. They could make it 11-11 if they just win here. Villic still alive, still doing damage, taking out threat. Spitfire and Slap are left, and they're not even anywhere close. They don't currently have the bomb picked up. They can't even really work together, and if they try and walk back here, Joel's is ready and waiting. Although he's already got 1 kill, so they might be aware.
Yeah, they are, definitely. He's like the reason they haven't actually pushed forward. He just pushed. They split up when they went through connector, and he actually went in behind through T-spawn and stopped them cold. And he doesn't press forward. If he dies, that the threat of his presence being there with that backstab evaporates. It's gone, right? So he just backed off, and he's just been holding. But that has done so much to slow up the push here for Acer. Now that leaves Spitfire alone in a 1v4. He will pick off HMP, but Blast is going to be there to get that kill and save the op. So nerdRage right now are just looking fantastic. 11-10. They're 1 round away from tying it up, and no bomb plan for Acer that round means they're going to be on another round of eco.
Yeah. They don't have a choice, really. And you're right, the bomb plant they would have easily bought with the bomb plant. They would have been at 4,300 for the majority of them, and more on the rest, really. So there would have been no problem there. Let's see how far they can push it. Grenade, flashbang over into the middle, and they're just going to try and see if they can train on in here. Maybe get an early kill, just rush up, but Joel's is there, going to get the 1 kill, wants to get back around the corner, and Shed, he can't hold them back either. A lot of power on that push there.
He actually smoked himself off to go into the T side right there, Jules. That's insane. Villig will be there to get that threat there. Well, to get that threat. Basically, to get that kill on threat and slow things down. Basically, offer some relief to his teammates, and he will defend against the wraparound. Although there's a second man there, it doesn't really seem like he realizes that he could get shot in the back. Spitfire will find that headshot eventually with the P250. Brings us back to a 2-on-3, and now a 2-on-2 as Wenton will take out Jules, who was trying to peek forward. Bomb has been picked up, however, on Spitfire, but they have 2 rifles to work with here, Acer. This is actually looking pretty dangerous for nerdRage. They have to be very careful with how they approach this, because they've also stacked up Acer. So if one of them, there could be this 1-for-1 trade situation and a bomb plant immediately.
Yeah, the one thing is they do have a lot of grenades on nerdRage here, so I wonder if they can try and put them to good use. Spitfire is going to put down the bomb. Oh, they line up there. That could have been lethal. HMP almost goes down, but now Team Acer, how did they get out of this? Good shot there from Wenton. And Lasfer coming up from behind. He's going to be quick. He's got the Molotov as well. Wenton will put down the bomb, but he spots him out. He knows where Blaster is now. Going to go for the peek here. Doesn't get the spray. Doesn't hit a single bullet. In fact, Wenton re-peeks, not hitting anything still. And now they're going to be the grenades to tone him out. He's got very little room to work with. Now he's going to try and make his escape. And the smoke on Blaster here could really zone him out. He's going to defuse. He's right at the edge here. And Blaster's going to get it. Wenton coming in a couple of seconds later and gets shot in the face as well. Great retake from Blaster. That was nicely played.
That was so sick. Right on the edge of the incendiary as well. He had no idea that that was happening, Wenton. Oh, that is going to be so insulting for him. I mean, great. I mean, still a very solid eco round coming out from Acer, because considering they only invested in pistols and Kevlar that round, so they did take it to a one-on-one situation and a bomb plant as well. But there was a real shot at him actually winning that. So, Blasphel, godlike play from him. He manages to close things out and tie things up here. 11-11 now.
Now, just to point out, that obviously was still a great round for Acer, right? They make it a 1v1. They just had pistols in the beginning, and they, they got the bomb down. So, overall, a really significant amount of damage for Acer. So they're going to be all right, but obviously upsetting that they couldn't win the round then. Joel's turning around for it, spraying, gets one. Not going to get the second one there, but Villig is going to be trying picking it up, and Crystal didn't get the fadeaway shot there on Villig as he tries to escape. So that's a little bit of a shame, because that would have obviously put them in a 3v3. Could have been a bit more winnable. Now there's the boost by the sign. So popular. In fact, so much so that I'm wondering if it's like a little bit overused almost. I'm wondering if people aren't just going to start to take them down when they start with this, when they're right here.
Yeah, they're definitely. Spitfire just calmly walking past. Didn't change the pace. Didn't take his finger off a shift there. Well, now it's going to be Villig trying to see if he's going to get peeked. There it is. That flash in this perfect free kill for him. Doesn't spot the second man, and he will get caught out in the open. So nicely done there by Spitfire with the punish. But this could still be the setup here. I mean, Shed is still alive on this A site, and HMP hasn't fully backed off. He's still kind of hanging around towards Bank, so they could actually set this crossfire up. Shed needs to be careful about the angle, however, and he's just holding out in the open. Crystal just calmly walks forward and picks him off.
And there's going to be that really safe bomb plant now. Blaster and HMP, again, they're the last 2 people left. Now they have to retake together. So unlike last time where they were sort of split apart, now they've got to work to try and see if they could do this. HMP already low on health. Spitfire here looking for an opening, but Blaster will take him out. And now Crystal with the smoke up there. Can he somehow zone them out? Good headshot, getting a double kill. He's got a Molotov as well, and he's thinking about it. Going to try and put it up in front. HMP running through. Great play from Crystal. Triple, surviving on 4 health, but even then, that Molotov buys so much time, it's hard for nerdRage to win it. So 12-11. Finally, they come up with a round. So it's been a long time coming, but the money is there for nerdRage. And Acer, because they survive with only one person, if they start losing now, nerdRage could get very close to winning this map.
I'm really surprised at that initial kill on Shed. He was just so far out there, just completely out in the open.
Yeah.
That's how it can be a little wonky with how this bomb site is set up now, which is why some teams really just dislike the A site altogether. Is, you know, that wraparound onto long, mid. It's just, it seems still a little cluttered as far as the angles that you need to hold a CT. So far, Shed, he will have taken actually quite a bit of damage in this round to begin with, and Villig is going to be holding up here on long. 3 guys gathered up. Yeah, he's going to be able to turn away from that flash, however. There you go, holds down the spray, nearly picks up 2 kills.
Oh, Joel's, he definitely should have picked that up. Slap will get the kill on him. And the flashbang that I actually was talking about was Joel's. Joel's was setting up with the flashbang on the other side. They should have been able to time that perfectly. Oh, man, that was off by half a second for nerdRage, and they would have probably got all the kills over on long instead. But Acer got to make the first move and came out on top, even though Slap is low. This is still not too bad. HMP, can you find the right timing here? Spitfire is right there and gets picked off or gets caught out here. Grenade follows him down the steps. Oh no, that Slap with a triple. Even on 4 health.
Those stepsmen are lethal.
And Shed's in that same position.
What?
Shed's in a very similar position here. He could easily get picked off looking the wrong way.
Nicely done there by Crystal. Gets that headshot, puts Shed out of his misery, and it's going to be Blasphemous, the only man alive here now. 1v3 with the retake scenario coming up from the B side as well, so it isn't even like he's on this bomb site. He's only just now making it up to the CT ramp, and smokes are going down, fresh ones at that. So Acer now have all the time in the world to set up for the after plant. That bomb is planted for them. They've got the focus on mid with one guy holding it long, whereas Blasphemous, he's all by his lonesome. And I think he's realizing right now the predicament he's in. Can actually try and get up here. He wants to just do as much damage as possible, essentially, as far as the economic situation is concerned, because they've got money to buy in the next round, nerdRage. Acer, however, do not. They spent a lot of money in this round. So they can actually... No, I mean, the fact that he kills off an extra man, leaving it on 2, means that somebody on Acer is going to have to drop.
Yeah, I mean...
that's going to be Crystal, most likely.
Getting the maximum out of a losing situation is a good way to keep yourself relevant in the game. Just keep fighting. He's got a rifle as well. Villig can buy 1, so I mean, they could go with 3 rifles and then pistols on the last 2. Wouldn't be a completely outrageous thought right now, because once Acer get up to 14 rounds or more, it starts to get really uncomfortable. So buying a couple of guns and armor then, and now they're going to spread it around. No, they're just going to go with like a semi here. All right.
I suppose nerdRage, I mean, they figure, well, we got so many rounds before, you know, we can do it again, right? Let's not take a big risk and actually risk the map itself. They don't want this to go to a 3rd map. This is a booth that we don't really see too often at all. Only real close to the entrance to restroom. I mean, Acer have been showing quite a bit of attention to the A site. I mean, showing that they want to go to the A site quite a bit. So stacking up here could potentially work out their way. If somebody tries to round that corner, and Villig is going to be there to try and draw their attention as well. So he could act as bait, just trying to draw out Acer into the open where they just walk into 2 pistols point blank. So we'll see. Acer, for now, at least taking, well, by the book play from them, really just taking their time to canvas the map, make sure that nobody's lurking around these corners so that they don't get backstabbed. And now we get to see. We're about to find out if this stack is going to be very useful here at all.
45 seconds, and they're going to go. They're not going to wait. And Joel's will pick up the 1 kill, close as well as Spitfire, but he will survive. Looking good still for the Swedish team. Villig going to get forced back from that Molotov, and that kind of seals the deal here. Bomb's about to go down. Blasphemous, he saved the gun from last round. He should try and save it again. HMP has armor as well. He's got a little bit to save too. I mean, either that or they fight for a lot of extra kills.
Oh, and HMP here's the steps. Oh, he's not going to be able to get that kill, though. Spitfire lives with 28. And that leaves Blasphemous all by his lonesome now. He's got that bomb. Well, he's got that bomb. He's got that M4, rather. And so he's going to be able to back off and hold on to the gun. But as far as Acer are concerned, that round was pretty thorough on their part. They didn't rush into any situations. They took their time. They held the angles. They gave up threat. And that was basically to them being surprised, I think, by the 2nd man holding in that corner. So that element of surprise was still there for the boost. But then they were just able to hold down the angle and stop that man from really getting anything done. Spitfire will find the lurk, and Blasphemous gets the parting shot on him. So Spitfire not going to be pleased about having to spend his hard-earned cash on this round, but he's going to have to. 14-11, just 2 rounds away from Acer bringing us to a 3rd map here, which would be on Cobblestone as well. I don't really know what to say. I mean, you're right, nerdRage had a really good streak at the beginning of this half. If they do that again, that streak was long enough that they'd probably be able to win the map. So it's still doable,
But it seems like Acer have started to figure out what's going on and are really coming up with some good entries and making smart decisions following those entries. Joel's up here. Going to be a flashbang over, so yeah, has to take the shot and run away.
That's going to be unfortunate for him, and they're actually going to go for the nade up close as well, not wanting to let him get out of there scot-free, but he will regardless. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, HMP is pushed all the way into T-spawn. Now this is big. If he can hit the timing correctly here, Spitfire's still hanging back. So Spitfire is kind of the guarantee here for Acer, but he's going to be focusing on connector soon enough. And if HMP can actually get through here to flank them completely, this could be big. That's going to be a very quick rotation. As soon as the rest of his teammates, as soon as nerdRage figure out, okay, Acer are coming in through mid yet again. They want to get onto this A site yet again. Yeah, HMP could be the linchpin.
Look at Blaster moving back. They know. They definitely know. And those smokes are buying time as well for HMP to come up from behind. So the whole team's working together really well. There's HMP picking up Spitfire, and now Team Acer know as well. They have to move, otherwise they're getting sandwiched in. Wenton going to get the one kill, but the Molotovs as well, trying to just force them out of the bomb site here. Joels goes down, though, Slap with a very important kill. And now it's a 3v3. HMP coming up from behind. Crystal having a little bit of time. The smoke's going to fade in. Crystal still wins that fight. How is it possible? Now he's looking for another kill here. Villic alone in a 1v2, trying to get out and see if he can seal the deal, but it's almost impossible at this point. Acer should be losing this round, but they end up winning it. Slap with a triple, and it's 15-11. Wow.
Can't believe that they're able to walk up there, Slap and Wenton with the double entry onto that A site. That made all the difference. That pretty much rendered what HMP went for completely useless. I mean, he gets the one kill on Spitfire, but that was like the lowest impact kill. Again, that was just the guy who was hanging back. It's not like he got into the thick of them. And then, well, obviously, you know, they managed to smoke off behind them on long. Acer, they were aware enough of the situation that they decided to drop the smoke behind them and make sure that backstab doesn't do anything to them. If he could have actually caught Crystal out, that could have led to good things. But the fact that they really did mitigate HMP in that round, that was huge. Joels does step up to the top of long this time around, and he's still hanging around here. He could do more, and he will get the spray. Double, not going to happen, though. And it will be Threat to pick up that last kill, but we're still into a 3-on-3 here, and this is a 4-spy situation for nerdRage.
When HMP's at it again, I mean, he was allowed to do this last time. Now he's waiting in the corner. They're going to come for him here. 20 bullets. This is one-shot range. Threat is going to go down after a couple of bullets. Then Crystal next in line, and the bomb as well. Nice job from HMP. Now all they have to worry about is Spitfire.
And where exactly is he, right? You know, HMP, he's only got the 4 HP right now up here in the hall, so it's going to be a little bit tricky for him. And he's expecting this man to come out through mid as well. He has smoked up behind him, so making good use of the nades that he's looted. That bomb could get picked up here by Spitfire, and he's just going to catch out HMP. No real luck there for HMP. He leaves it in a 1v2 situation now. This is totally winnable here for Spitfire, despite the fact that he's got 35 seconds left. He's made noise as if he was going down into connector, so you can see both of the nerdRage members converging on this point. But Spitfire, he's already using that time now to wrap back around. They could actually get Villig into position to hold off that tunnel, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. Villig with this deagle. Does he hit the shot? He's going to get the tag at least. It's a lot of damage being dealt.
Flashbang on through. Grenade follow-up. Gonna break him a little bit lower, but there's a counter. 10 seconds left now, and you see you can plant all the way in that corner. He's gonna get the bomb plant. Will go down, but the money is gonna be there anyway for Team Acer, and they have a lot, but they can always use a little bit more. I mean, the bank there on Crystal is quite significant, but he doesn't have to drop for anyone. That bomb plant means everyone else can buy on their own. So 15-12.
Yeah, they get that second chance there. HMP, though, this worked out brilliant. Even if this was a little bit scary for him here, I think. That was a bit too close for comfort, down to 4 HP. But,
yeah.
But still, fine job there with the flank, keeping them on their toes, and nerdRage buy themselves another round here. 3 rounds now separating these teams. Acer on map point, nerdRage on 12. And there's a full buy coming out for Acer, but this should really tap into their money because it's a full buy for Crystal as well. That means he dropped 7K this round, so he can't really have too much left. The rest of them pretty much spending everything. Yeah, look at that. Down to 2,000, so getting a little bit light here. And it's not going to happen again. Although this time it was Joel's, it wasn't HMP. Same result, however. Spitfire just making sure that flank couldn't come through.
Yeah, HMP was retelling the story of that, you know, one time when he managed to sneak behind them when they were spawning. Like, he was, like, being all nostalgic, and Joel's like, well, I'll try and do that. And Spitfire was there, ready and waiting.
He has pushed up again, though, HMP. But he hasn't committed to, like, following through into T-spawn. He's just holding to make sure that nobody can come B. But, like, right now, Acer, they're going to that A site. They've had so much success with it so far.
Shed with a very important kill there, taking down Spitfire, and also the grenade managed to just get out of bounds then, so couldn't actually get any damage there. It's going to be now a 4v4. Molotov actually going to zone them out. So Crystal pushing through, but Slap can't actually make it in through that just yet. Crystal's going to go down. Slap decides to run through to help his teammates, and actually might have been enough then. Wenton got the kill, though, and it's going to be Shed going down. Wenton with the double. It's up to Blaster and HMP left, and the bomb is being planted. Now he's going to try and run for it. The bomb goes down, even though the kill comes through, and Blaster will drop next. Wenton on a bit of a tear this round with a triple kill. It's HMP left. He's got one smoke. Could he sold them out quite enough for this to actually be effective? He's going to put it on the bomb. That's a way of forcing them out as well. Flashbang on through. Threat really wants to peek. HMP's running out of time swiftly. Headshot on one. Headshot on second. HMP, what are you doing? That was a crazy shot on Wenton. And that's going to win the round. Well played.
Holy hell, and that was a headshot onto Wenton as well?
Yeah, it was. That second one was so quick.
We got to see it. We need that shot here. So this was just a thing of beauty when Threat tries to take that fight. Wow. He just locked onto him. Fantastic job there by HMP. Just beautiful work.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, nerdRage, man. Comeback is always possible. Comeback is always possible. I mean...
Yeah, but because if you bring up the scoreboard here, the money for Acer, yeah, if they lose this round, they're probably going to be ecoing on the last one. Slap, by the way, with the 30. Bomb and Vilik, 3 kills off of hitting the same. So we've got a couple of people here who are really doing a lot at the moment.
And they decided to double up on Long this time as well. Jules is he's got support. He's actually got a boost, so you're going to change up that angle. Gets the shot onto Slap and onto Slap as well. So that's the heavy hitter there for Acer. Gone down already. Spitfire, Threat, Crystal all dropped low.
Yeah, I think Crystal got tagged by the same shot that killed Slap, actually. I think that was a 2-1 then, so that is always a lot of fun. They did lose HMP. Jules wants to see, can we boost back here? We can.
Oh yeah, dude. This is some slick stuff right now. Jules has been watching TSM play.
Just maybe.
I love this one as well because you didn't used to be able to do this. This came with the patch update. So now you can actually have this boost to kind of occupy Long a little bit, or at least give you an angle to work with, without fully exposing yourself to mid.
They are starting to take the bomb down to what might be a B push here, but the problem is the time left. 30 seconds down in B, though. I mean, it's not a bad side to hit at the moment because Blaster's got a FAMAS and 1 flashbang. But they are actually going to recommit to A instead. They don't want to do it. And coming up from Connector is Threat as well. Joel's trying to run back, but he gets caught mid-transition and will luckily survive for them. This is nerdRage fighting for the overtime. Shed's going to pick up one and a second one there. Crystal going down. 7 seconds. 6 seconds left. They have to go for the plant, and he's going to just hold it down here. Threat will get a good kill in. Joel's now with a return, and Blaster will take it. So the bomb plant going to give them a little bit more to work with, but this is still going to be very tight.
Yeah, that was pretty much like best case scenario for them actually getting that bomb plant with the situation that they were in. 3 guys holding alive on that A site when they pushed in. 15 seconds left, meaning they had no time to work with. We're going to see now if they lined up for this shot that Jules took initially. A bit hard to tell, actually. It does look like, well, he does get the shot on the Crystal, so...
Yeah.
Oh, because they jumped... Crystal jumped behind Slap right as he came in.
Yeah, that's tricky. I mean, it could have almost been like a double headshot. It looked really scary. So here we go into the 30th round. nerdRage just needing 1 more for the overtime and the potential to win 2-0. What are they doing over there?
It's like Shed is like, yo, boost me, boost me, boost me. And Jules is like, I ain't boosting you. Son.
And then they're just like chest bumping for a while and then they go back.
Yeah, jock life. Comeback is real right now. I mean... 15-14, and nerdRage, let's see if they can keep it together to take this to overtime. This would be a huge comeback for them. Acer, they need to win this map to keep themselves in this upper bracket. This is a consolidation match right now for Group D. Second map, and it's going to be very close. And once again, Acer only really want to go towards the pointy letter. A is all they care about. B site is boring. HMP and Blasphemous certainly not getting a whole lot of action down there.
Smoke up. And a good headshot to start off with. Shed really coming alive in these last couple of rounds here. And Jules with a good flick on the AWP goes for a repeat, but Crystal is there. And he's not been sleeping out of this whole best of 3. Really good double kill there for Crystal. It's a 3v3. Bomb is being planted right in front here. Vilik, can he get him when he comes out? He can't. Wenton is there to save him. And Acer might be able to do this in the last possible round. It looks like it. HMP, last man standing. He's going to pick up 1, but he's got so little health. He has got a kit, but no, just the 1 grenade as well. Very, very tough round to win here.
Yeah, no way for him to know that Threat's over on Long as well. He does put that flash out there. hoping to see if he can't catch the man who went into mid. That's going to be Wenton to pick up the final kill of this round, and that is going to be 21 for him at the very end. I mean, Slap the only one to crack the 30 frag ceiling there. That was fantastic work from both teams. So Team Acer, keep it alive. We are going to go to that third map. It's going to be on Cobblestone, whereas nerdRage, they failed to run it back, but that was a close call, and that was a valiant effort on their part, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, it looked like it could have gone either way. Sort of like a throwback to old Overpass, where it was like very common for CT side to win so many rounds. I will say this, though. nerdRage won a bunch of their CT rounds by defusing the bomb. And if you actually look at the scoreboard at the end there, a lot of the rounds in the first half when Acer was playing CT side was just won by kills. Like, they never even got the bomb down. So there was a significant difference in how effective the T sides were. And I think Acer had just a lot more close calls. So it's kind of fitting they end up winning. I mean, sometimes when you get enough close calls, some of them will go through and you'll actually be able to make it. We do have a recap ready for you guys, so let's check it out here. If you missed the match and just got here, then you will get a bit of a chance.
And we start off with one of the coolest kills that we've seen as well there. Slap, that second frag that he picked up in mid was just disgusting.
Yeah. This initial start from Acer, where they just chained together so many rounds here. 9-3. Not a lot would have had to have gone differently for nerdRage to be able to do this. They had a couple of close rounds like these on the T side, but there weren't that many. There are a lot more like this one where it's just them being overrun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this was a really sick play by Blaster coming through just on the edge that actually won a key round. Yeah. But then I remember that they crumbled is what I'm looking for. Crusty crumble. But the defense kind of crumbled in that follow-up round there for nerdRage. They could have potentially just like taken a big lead there if they didn't allow for Acer to win that key round in the 23rd.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, now it's going to be interesting to see what we can get to at Overpass, or sorry, Cobblestone.
Yeah, Cobblestone, the last one.
I'm hoping that they are both like on point, because this was a really close match. Obviously,
I still want to give it to Acer on Cobble. I think that they have some good experience on that map so far. They've been able to play it plenty of times in this tournament at least.
Yeah, I agree.
Not to say that it's all been successful, right? They lost versus Glave's team C-Play in the qualifier on that map. So but then again, Glave's team they just looked incredible on that map. So
yeah,
there's some give and take there, but I don't think it's the end of the world for them to be ending this best of 3 on this map in particular for Acer. nerdRage is a bit more wishy-washy. I'm not quite sure what to say for Cobblestone on their part, seeing as how there's not a whole lot to go off of there.
I'd definitely give it to Acer as well. But I am pleased with how well nerdRage are playing. I mean, Villic seems to be just really, really on point. It's wonderful. But before we get to it, we will have a quick break. So stay with us. It won't be long. The teams are really ready to get quick to get on the server. So just a couple of minutes, guys, and we'll be